Hi guys, Aussie Thief here, onto my 90 rated Ter Stegen player review. As I'm still saving coins to eventually pick up some icons to review, I'll continue to go around all the major leagues and try out some of the top goalkeepers that people are using. This is my first time playing for Ter Stegen this year, and as we all know, he was one of the go-to goalkeepers in FIFA 20, so hopefully we'll find out if he's any good in FIFA 21. Anyway, as you see on screen, this is the team I started him in: Ter Stegen in goal, Tellez, Militao, Umtiti and Semedo in defence, Allen, Torreira and Sissoko in midfield, with Mane, Rodrigo and Pepe in attack. Ter Stegen 6'2", is right-footed, has a 1-star skill moves and a 4-star weak foot. In-game stat-wise, he matches overall rating with his diving, kicking and positioning at 88 and reflexes at 90, which all get a +5 boost with the basic chemistry style. However, for me, he played better with the glove chemistry style, which increases his diving, handling and positioning. Onto his traits, he has rushes out of goal, comes for crosses and saves with feet. So to begin, I'll discuss his diving, which in my opinion is the best thing about the card. He basically gets every good diving animation in the game, including the ability to save shots using his feet, thanks to the trait. He's capable of making both one and two-handed dives, and if needed, he can use his body to prevent the ball from entering the net. This definitely helps out his height with him being 6'2". That's sort of the boundary where height begins to impact a player's ability, but due to his great diving, he managed to get enough of a hand to most shots to be able to stop them. His save animations are very acrobatic, and it's kind of impressive to watch some of the dives he makes, even when you think it should be a fairly simple stop. His reflexes didn't really seem impacted in any way by me using glove or basic on him. It's difficult to judge him in this area because I felt he could be quite inconsistent with the sort of saves he makes, but that's basically the point of reflexes. Sometimes he'll make a save and you think, how has he just managed to stop that, and other times he might concede a goal that should have been an easier save to make. So I'd say his reflexes can be great at times, but I don't feel like there's any sort of consistency to him in one-on-ones. Kicking with Ter Stegen was as good as you'd expect it to be. It's very powerful, which is good for clearances and kicking it downfield to your attacker to either head down or run onto. As I always mention, having a decent kick is important, as it can allow you to start up counter-attacks to score a goal at the other end. He was very accurate to where you aimed it, and when taken out of his hands, he always managed to find one of my players. Off the ground in open play, I always had no issues with the kick being under hit or off target, which is good if you find yourself under pressure and need to get rid of the ball quickly. He does also have a 4-star weak foot, which is quite rare for a goalkeeper. This again is nothing but a positive, as you can kick the ball on his left foot without having to worry about it being inaccurate or underpowered. It should still reach where you want it to go. The only slight negative would be that he doesn't have the long throw trait, which isn't the end of the world. He can still throw the ball decently well. It's just nice for a keeper to have this trait when you do come to throw the ball away. I was originally worried about his speed, but honestly it didn't seem as bad as I thought it'd be. He still manages to come out and collect the ball from the attackers or pressure them into taking the shot early. Of course, you will notice a slight speed difference between him and someone in the 60s, and occasionally that extra yard of space does cost you, but in general it really didn't cause me too many issues. The only time I'd say you notice it was against low driven crosses and passes across the box. Now keepers struggle with this anyway because they're basically out of position for the targeted attacker. Sometimes faster keepers manage to sprint across their line to dive in an attempt to block the shot, but with this Ter Stegen card there's no way you'll ever really see this, as his acceleration in these type of situations really shows. His positioning was also a bit hit and miss. He seemed okay most of the time, and his angles when rushing out of goal aren't really a problem, which is where you usually see a bad positioning stat start to show up. However, sometimes he was stood a little too far off his line, which made it more difficult for him to make a save. It also means that he does concede shots from outside the box, which can be frustrating depending on your play style. I wouldn't say it's a massive weakness of his, it's just something to be aware of, as from time to time you might see a well placed shot from outside the box or around the edge of the box go in. The final thing I want to discuss is his handling, which for me wasn't that great. Again, it's in the mid-80s and feels a lot like the rest of the goalkeepers I've reviewed with a similar stat. He will catch something every now and again, but most of the time, especially with the acrobatic save animations he gets, Ter Stegen won't catch the ball. However, the main issue is that he often allowed the ball to remain in open play, making it easy for your opponent to score a rebound goal. Most of the other high-end keepers that I've tried, if they're unable to catch the shot, manage to push the ball away from danger or behind for a corner, so this wasn't much of a problem. But with this card, he sometimes did enough to make the initial save, but allowed the ball to remain inside the box. So overall, I'm going to give 90 to Ter Stegen, an 8.5 out of 10. He's definitely a solid option in goal if you're running a Spanish league team, and his diving and reflexes are more than good enough to make crucial saves when you need it. But I was a bit disappointed with his positioning, which I was expecting to be near perfect based on his stat. His handling was also a bit frustrating. It's not that I expect him to catch every shot, but I don't want to see him pull off a great save just for him to push it back into the path of another attacker to shoot into an open goal. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. If you're interested in future content, please leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll be sure to reply.